Hi, you guys. All right, we're back into our blue book, and we're going to turn to lesson 11.4. Lesson 11.4 is you can solve two-step inequalities in the same way that you solve two-step equations. And I first want to apologize on the at home. I used the word equation rather than equalities sometimes when I was talking, and I didn't realize it till I went back and rewatched my video that I had said that. So for example, 1, solving two-step equations. We're going to first start by writing our equation 5x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 11. So our first step is going to be our inverse operation. So just like solving an equation, we're going to add 4 to both sides. And we get rid of those. That leaves us with 5x is greater than or equal to 15. Now we're going to do our next inverse operation, which is to divide by 5. Divide by 5. Those are gone. We're not dividing by a negative, so we are going to keep the sign the same, and x is everything greater than or equal to 3. So we're going to, since the equal sign is there, it's going to be a closed circle on the 3, and 0 is not greater than, so is not a solution. And if I try one of these, let's try 4. 4 is greater than or equal to, so that means that I'm going to shade to the right. Okay. All right, let's try another one. On this one, we have solve b divided by negative 3 plus 4 is less than 13. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of the adding 4. So we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. Those are gone. So we get b divided by negative 3 is less than or equal to 13 minus 4 is 9. And then what I'm going to do is my next inverse. Since we're dividing by negative 3, we're going to multiply both sides by negative 3. I noticed on your last test some of you were using the x to show multiplication. Please do not do that because the x looks like a variable. These cancel out, leaving us with b. Now, since our inverse operation was multiplying by negative, we're going to flip that sign, and 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. So we're looking for all the qualities that are greater than negative 27. There's no equal sign, so this is going to be an open circle, and then we're going to fill in to the right. And again, you can try your values in to make sure that they work. Okay, so what I would like you to do right now is I would like you to pause and try on your own 1, 2. Okay, and now we're on example 2. So for example 2, it's graphing an inequality. And it asks which graph it represents the solution for negative 7 times the quantity x plus 3 is less than or equal to 28. So we're going to start by writing our equation. Negative 7 times the quantity x plus 3 less than or equal to 28. Now, the first thing we're going to do is distribute. Okay, so we get negative 7x minus 21 less than or equal to 28. Our first inverse is to add 21 to both sides, and those are gone. That leaves us with negative 7x is less than or equal to 28 plus, that's a 9, that's 49. Divide both sides. Our inverse is to divide both sides by negative 7. Those are gone. I'm dividing by a negative as an inverse operation, so we know our sign has to flip, and 49 divided by negative 7 is a negative 7. So we want all the quantities that are greater than or equal to negative 7. So in this case, I know that I have an equal sign, so it's going to be a closed circles. So I first check and make sure they're all closed. They are. The next thing is I'm going to look for greater than. So the values that are greater than -7. So I'm going to look for -7. So I know it can't be this because this one because this is a +7. Can't be this one because it's a positive. So it's between A and B. I want greater than. So B is my answer. Okay, number 3 is a contestant in a weight loss competition wants to lose an average of at least 8 pounds per month during a 5-month period. How many pounds must the contestant lose in the 5th month to meet the goal? Now, I see this word average here, so that kind of stuck in my mind. Write and solve an inequality and let X be the number of pounds lost in the 5th month. So that's really important because that's defining my variable or telling me what my variable is going to stand for. So I'm finding the average, so I think about what do I know about averages? Well, to find an average, I add everything up and I divide by how many data values I have. So I'm looking here and I have the first 4 months, so I know that if I add all these up, 12 plus 9 plus 5 plus 8, that's 4 months, but I have to include the 5th month in there. So that's plus X, because X is the number of pounds that were for the 5th month. There are 5 months, so I'm going to divide by 5. And I also know that I want to lose an average of at least 8 pounds per month. So at least means the least it could be. All right, so that means it could be greater than, or it could be equal to, and we're going to make that, it said 8 pounds, so we're going to make that to 8 pounds. So that's what we would start off with. The first thing that I would do to start with this is to do the inverse operation. I'm dividing by 5. It's easier if I get rid of this. So we're going to multiply by 5 on both sides. And so this is gone and this is gone, leaving us with 12 plus 9 plus 5 plus 8 plus X is greater than or equal to 40. Now I'm going to, and in fact, I probably should have done this first, clean this up, and I probably wanted to combine all these like terms. So that would give me 34 plus X is greater than or equal to 40. And again, I probably would have done that here before I did this inverse. Then the next thing I would do is I would subtract 34 from both sides. Those are gone, leaving us with X is greater than or equal to 6. And so I would know that it would be X would have to be greater than or equal to 6. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is I would like you to finish 4 through 7 on your own pages on the next page. So you should have 1 through 7 finished.